Hot diggity dog. You'll relish this episode of Adrienne on Fire. I cook up some chili, then my friend Chris and I head down to Blackie's bar, where we drink beer, eat dogs, and talk turkey.
We have a motto, it's more fun to eat in a bar than drink in a restaurant.
I love that. That's good. My name is Adrienne Brandes. I'm a wife, a mother, and truly a galloping gourmet. I'm a real estate developer and I sell luxury homes. I love to cook, and my husband RJ, he loves to eat. We are always on the hunt for fantastic restaurants and their famous recipes. The heat is on. Welcome to Adrienne on Fire. Hi, it's me, Adrienne. Welcome to my home. Today we're talking about chili and hot dogs and relish. What a weird thing coming from an Irish person. I've got a great story though. My Nana, when she first came to visit, this is my dad's mom, she'd never been to America before, and she wondered what a hot dog was. So we took her to Wiener Schnitzel, which was then called Der Wiener Schnitzel, and she had her first ever chili dog. She was hooked after that. And it was such a novelty. And we never heard of a hot dog or chili on a hot dog in Ireland. So about a year ago, I went back home to Dublin, and there I am walking down Grafton Street. What do I see? But a guy selling chili dogs. Went over to him, got the most gorgeous chili dog I'd ever eaten in my life with green chili. And I thought, my goodness, this is absolutely delicious. So I chatted him up a bit. Tried to get the recipe from him, and he wasn't having any of it. Well, the next day I went back. I said, I've kissed that Blarney Stone. I'll use my gift of eloquence, and I'll get that chili from him. After a couple of pints at the local pub, I charmed the chili recipe off that bloke. And that's what I'm going to cook for you today. Then we're going to take it down to Blackies. Chris Gialanella is coming over. Chris is the publisher of Modern Luxury magazines, and he's driving down from Beverly Hills today. So Chris doesn't know this, but we're taking him down to Blackies, this iconic bar in Newport Beach. It is a real dive. And even though I used to live very close by, I've never been there. But I hear that they're famous for their hot dogs. They're famous for their pickled eggs. But when I called and said, do you have chili dogs? They're like, no, we don't do chili here. And I said, okay. Do you have relish? Sure. And they have the relish in the little packet. So I thought it would be fun to bring toppings. Therefore, I'm going to bring the green chili recipe from Ireland. And I'm going to bring my wonderful homemade relish down. I'm sure Chris will get over it that we're not going to someplace fancy like Marché Moderne. I'll take him there next time. I'm heading to my kitchen and I'm going to work on my relish. And you are going to get to go down to Blackie's, the scene of all surf scenes, and meet Mario. See you soon in my kitchen.
Hi, I'm Sean, bartender here at Blackies by the Sea. I'm an Aries. I like long walks on the beach in the moonlight. Kidding, cut. I love beer.
Nothing but fine cuisine at Blackies by the Sea, the best in the West. Gourmet food at its best. I'll drink to that, whatever.
Best dogs in town.
Cold beer. Thumbs up. Yeah. Not to mention what's walking by here.
Blackies by the Sea was established in 1953. We're on the boardwalk in Newport Beach. Blackies is a integral part of the Newport Beach culture. It's one of the few businesses in the city that has probably remained the same for the past 55, 60 years. It's pretty much like a time capsule when you come in here. What's interesting about Blackies is it's the only bar in the country that has a beach named after it. The beach in front of us is Blackie's Beach. Back in the 1960s, when longboarding was the biggest craze, everybody would say, "Meet me in front of Blackies," even though the beach was called 22nd Street Beach, because Blackies had the iconic large Blackies sign on the front of the building. And then back in the 60s, the city decreed the beach Blackies Beach. What makes Blackies so special is the culture and the history. The original owner was William Blackstock, and that's how the business got the name Blackies. And what's unique about Blackies in particular is I've talked to so many people that remember their first time at Blackies. I had a customer who told me about 2 or 3 months ago, he said, December 6th, 1972 was my first time ever at Blackies. I'm like, how do you know that date? And he was telling me about how he was in the Vietnam War, and he came home to visit his family, and the first thing he did when he came back to Orange County was came to Blackies. The Blackies customers love the food here. It's the same food that's been here for over 55 years. It's a limited menu, but everything is a focus on quality. We do have the coldest beer in the city. Our beer pours at between 27 and 29 degrees every day. We have a thermometer on the wall that actually gives you the real-time temperature of our beer. Every single artifact on this wall has got a unique story about it. We have a full-size hammerhead shark. The hammerhead shark was caught here off the coast of Newport Beach back in 1965. We have hundreds of patches donated from first responders, firefighters and police departments from around the country and even the world. We have a firefighter's patch from Salem, Massachusetts, and the logo on the patch is the witch on a broom. So, I mean, there's all these like unique little things about Blackies that really make it special. Blackies has that really tight community. You look at the floor, we have people's names in the concrete, and it's all the old timers that hang out by the front door, and they watch the people walking up and down the boardwalk. And what makes Blackies interesting is you don't know who's at Blackies. You can see the guys at the bar sitting down and sharing a beer together, and one guy's like the local carpenter handyman, and the guy sitting next to him owns the Anaheim Angels, Artie Moreno. He comes in here and gets beers with the like locals and hangs out. Nobody judges you at Blackies, and furthermore, nobody cares and nobody knows. It's that kind of a time. Hey Adrienne, I don't know why you're going to make some homemade pickled relish, because we have plenty of relish right here at Blackies, fresh in the packet, ready to serve.
We're going to start with the relish because it's a 2-part process. And again, you can go to the store and buy relish, but everything is better homemade, especially when it's made with love. All right, so I'm going to chop up my cucumbers very, very small. I'm using a Persian cucumber because that's what they have at the store. The key to this is to get all of the water out of this because you want the flavor of the cucumber and the onion. So I've already cut up my onion, which is about a 1/2 cup. So we've got 2 cups of cucumber, a 1/2 cup of onion, and then I'm going to put it in this bowl with salt. And the salt, again, is going to drain out the water. Okay, so I'm going to pop this in the bowl, and I know that's about 2 cups, don't need to measure. My onion. Cooking is not a science. It is just according to your eye and your feel. And I need about 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt. I'm going to mix this up, and you can see how much volume is there now. I'm going to let this sit for about 3 hours, drain all that water out, then I'm going to take it and put it in a big white cloth and drain the water out again, and then I'm going to boil all the ingredients down to make my relish. Okay, so let's pop this in here. All right, so let's set that aside and we'll let this drain. And next, on to the chili. Now we're using turkey in this, trying to go healthy, which is a little ironic since we're going to be putting it on hot dogs, but it's the 80-20 rule. We're going to start with some olive oil, and just use a decent olive oil for this dish. You don't need a finishing olive oil that's super, super expensive. And then 1 large sweet Vidalia or Maui onion. Woo, baby! This is called sweating the onion. You can see it browned up a little bit, but I'm not worried about that. You don't want to burn it, of course. This is going to take me about 6 minutes, and then I'm going to add the garlic and some of the other spices, which is serrano chili, and this wonderful rosemary, which is really what, in my opinion, makes this dish. Okay, we're about there, and now I'm adding about 6 cloves of garlic. And I would just wish the camera had a smell feature on it because it smells so good. It's amazing with a little olive oil and garlic what you can do. Okay, here come the chili peppers. Now we're going to put some rosemary, and this is from my garden. Nice and fresh. Woo! You can smell those serrano chilies cooking. You almost cough because they're so strong, but that's where you get the heat. Then I need a little bit of cumin, oregano, and cayenne pepper. I need about 1 1/4 teaspoon of the cumin, a teaspoon of oregano, and this is dried oregano. And then this is where you gotta be really careful because you don't want to blow up people's heads off. 1/4 teaspoon. It is strong. Isn't that just bloody gorgeous? It's funny when I'm making this, it just brings me back to my Nana. Unfortunately, she never tried this chili. And neither my Nana nor my mother had the cooking gene. My poor mom, she tried. You know, she had 3 kids, she was a realtor, and she tried really hard, but her vegetables, by the time she got done cooking those vegetables, they were unidentifiable. You know, like green broccoli ended up a mustard color. Oh. Turn this up a bit to brown it, and then I'm going to add my chicken stock, which I make from scratch. And you don't have to do that if you just want to do a quick chili, but it really does add a depth of flavor. Most of the time when you make chili, you add beans. I'm going to add beans and hominy. What is hominy? Hominy is a Mexican corn, and it adds kind of a sweet taste, which counterbalances all the heat. In Ireland, most of the good grub is in the pubs. And here we are going to a pub in Newport Beach, California. My father'd be rolling in his grave right now if he knew I was going to a dive bar. But I am wearing my pearls, Dad. All right, here we go with the chicken stock. And then I'm going to bring that up to a little bit of a boil. These are cannellini beans, so white kidney beans. I've already drained the water out of them. So hominy only comes in these large 25-ounce cans, so I'm going to use about half. And then I will save that for when I make a pozole. There I've got all my ingredients in there. I'm going to bring it to a boil and then let it sit. Well, my chili's been simmering for a little while. Let it go some more, but it's not quite as thick as I'd like it to be. So I'm going to make what's called a roux. And that's basically a French term, R-O-U-X. And a roux is 1/2 fat. In this case, I'm using, you guessed it, Irish butter, which I'm going to melt. And then I'm just going to add 1 part of flour. If you're making a gumbo, you'll start with the roux. See how it gets super thick, super fast? Everything's better with butter and bacon, but no bacon today. All right, now I'm just gonna put this into my chili, and that will get it nice and thick. Meanwhile, my relish is still draining. We're gonna come back and cook that off. All right, back to my relish. The cucumber and onion mix has been sitting for 2 hours, and you can see it's still draining water, so I want to get the excess water out. I'm going to squeeze this to get more water out. See how it's all coming out there? So now I'm going to put this in a pan. Everything green. Now I'm going to take 1/2 cup of vinegar, 1/3 cup of sugar. I'm using brown sugar. I think it's just going to make it a little bit richer. And now I've got some cornstarch mixed with water, a teaspoon of each, and that's sort of a thickening agent. And for good measure, I'm going to throw in 1/4 teaspoon of salt. This is really worth making homemade. It takes a little effort, but that's what makes all the difference in the world. Stir this for a few minutes. So now I'm going to reduce this down to about 1/4 of its size. And again, that's taking out more of the water. You can see how it's still really watery. And then when it's almost dry, I'll take the ingredients out, put it in a bowl, and put it in the refrigerator for about an hour and a half. And voila. And I think Chris is on his way. Hi, how are you? How's
I'm
life going?
good. How are
Good to
you?
see you. I'm doing great.
What on earth do I smell from the street?
That's my fabulous, famous chili from Ireland.
Oh, you told me about that.
Yeah. Well, thank you for coming all the way.
Well, of course.
So I'm actually making this for RJ, and then
Okay.
I'm going to use it for our show.
Okay, terrific.
Yep.
So where are we having lunch? Or I think you said maybe Marche, maybe on Key.
No, I think that's what you expect.
Of course, that's what I expect.
But actually, we're going to Blackies. Have you heard of Blackies?
Well, the only Blackies I know is the one down on the peninsula.
The dive bar?
Is that where we're going?
That's it.
Do they even serve food there?
They are known for their hot dogs and their, they do these pickled eggs.
Okay.
But they don't have like the finish. So I'm doing this chili, which I'm going to give to RJ for lunch. We're going to bring it down to Blackie's. I made some homemade relish.
Got it.
And we're going to just glam it up a little bit. I mean,
You got your puka shells ready. You're going to trade in those pearls for the puka shells, right?
No, I'm going with my pearls.
All right. I think we should change it to beach attire, but
No.
do you think we're good to go?
I'm Adrienne on fire. Let's do
That
it.
works for me.
Okay, come on.
Let's
Okay,
go.
So RJ, let me grab my purse and we're out here.
All right.
It's really sophisticated. And this is not chili that you would typically put on a dog. I mean, this is really the real deal.
Let's go. Good to see you, Mario.
Good to see you too.
Yeah.
Been a while.
Cheers. What
Been
kind
a
of beer is
while.
this?
So this is the
Cheers.
Helmsman Hazy IPA. It's brewed at the only brewery in the city of Newport Beach,
Awesome.
which
Cool.
I happen to own.
Oh, okay. Well, let's taste it.
Fantastic.
Is it? You don't have any Irish beer by any chance?
We don't have any Irish beer here, but we do at some of our other bars. We have the Irish pub around the corner, Malarkey's Irish Pub. So
Oh.
we got plenty of Irish beer there.
Malarkey's is our next stop then.
Perfect. And
Blackies. And you knew
Stop for a
Mario.
Guinness.
I met Mario when he had that restaurant in Corona del Mar, which was the old mortuary.
Yeah, it was Landmark.
Landmark.
Steakhouse. Yeah, Landmark.
It was
Steakhouse.
Carmelo's before that, right?
Carmelo's
Yeah,
before.
Yeah.
Yep, it was a mortuary back in the 50s and 60s and the early 70s, and it was Carmelo's from 1976 till we opened it up in 2004.
Any good ghost stories to share? Or?
Late at night, we'd always hear some strange noises.
Wow.
Way,
I've heard
especially
that.
way in the back. I remember sitting way in the back
Wow.
there when it was Carmelo's.
Well, congrats on
Yeah.
Blackies. I mean, I haven't been here in years as far as having a good time in my 20s, but when were you here
So
last?
I've never been here, and I've lived here for 30 some years.
Wow.
And I used to live on Peninsula Point, but yeah, I thought I was going to walk in and smell that, early bar morning, but it actually smells clean and pretty cool.
I'm sorry about that. Usually that stale beer smell means that we had a good night the night before. So if it's too clean smelling in the
Ka-ching.
morning, yeah.
So what are we having to eat, Adrienne? What do you
So
think?
I heard about the famous hot dogs, which we're here to test, but when I called, they said you didn't really have any toppings. I made my famous chili, so it's a green turkey chili, and then when I asked about relish, I guess you have relish, but it's in those little packets.
We got the fresh little packets for you.
Fresh little packets.
Ooh.
So I made some homemade relish. So
That looks
we'll
amazing.
let you try it and see if you like it. And whoa,
Yeah,
this is-
Adrienne invited me to lunch, and I thought we were going, to fancy pants lunch, but no, we're here.
this is
It's kind of a
fancy
nice. I
pants.
like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it works for me.
And we got the relish and
And we got
Can't wait for the
Mario.
hot dog.
What more could you
Mario.
want?
Can't go wrong with that.
here.
Cheers, everybody.
It's a winning combo.
For sure.
This is really good. It's got like a lemony finish.
It's a hazy IPA, and it's brewed about 5 blocks away. So the key to a good IPA is making it fresh. So the fact that it's brewed just around the corner, we drop it off fresh weekly, and it's the freshest beer in Orange County.
Awesome.
What inspired you to start making beer?
We acquired the only brewery in the city of Newport Beach about 18 months ago. We acquired it, we remodeled it, and rebranded it, and now it's called the Helmsman Ale House. And what inspired us is we have a big passion for food and beverage. We like beer, and we thought we want to make our own local beer in Newport Beach.
Beer's like the hot new thing. I used to be going wine tasting. Now people go beer tasting.
Yeah, we're going back. Drive-ins are back. Beer and hot dogs are back.
Yeah.
Print magazines are back. We're back, right?
We're going retro.
Yeah. I don't know about you, Adrienne, but I am hungry. So Mario, what are we going to eat today?
Well, why don't we start with our famous pickled eggs? They're made fresh here. We make about 2,000 pickled eggs a month. And my poor bar manager has to boil all of them and peel them by hand. So
Wow.
it's
2,000
yeah,
a
it's
month?
The pretzels, these are fabulous.
It's a labor of love. And the key to the pickled eggs is the fresh pepper juice. So we would buy the pickled
good.
peppers in a jar, and we strain the juice out and mix that with apple cider vinegar, turmeric, and a few other seasonings, and we let them pickle for 2 weeks.
So the turmeric is what makes it the yellow?
Exactly, yeah.
And the kick is great when you eat the pepper after
Right.
the egg.
Yeah.
And then this kind of satisfies everything too as you go down the nice pretzel.
So the proper way to eat the pickled eggs are egg, pepper, pretzel. Take a sip.
Okay, let's do it. Egg, pepper. You get the nice salt finish with the pretzel, right?
And take a sip.
Really, really good. Can you buy these to take them home?
The pepper went down the wrong pipe.
Uh-oh.
We can't sell them. The bartenders hate it because they got to make more.
All right, what's next?
Dogs.
Do you want to start with a hot dog or a special sandwich? A special sandwich is our Vienna beef sausage or the hot dog. What do you
I'm
prefer?
going for the dog because I want to
Let's
put the
do the
chili
dog.
on it. I want you to taste the chili.
I look forward to it. Sean, could you bring us a couple of hot dogs, please?
Ooh, what kind of hot dogs are they?
They're 100% all beef Vienna hot dogs.
Ooh, yum.
So, Mario, I have to ask for a friend. Any vegan options here?
The only vegan options here are the beers and the cocktails.
Typical LA.
Hey, you got to know, right?
Asking for a friend.
So what are the most popular things people put on a hot dog here?
Fresh chopped jalapenos, onions, and pretty much mustard and ketchup. Mustard.
Sauerkraut?
You gotta have a strong stomach to eat here at Blackie's.
No chili?
We don't have chili.
Now we have
Whoa!
some chili.
Adrienne, maybe you have a whole new career here. Be the Blackies by the Sea chili maker.
Yeah, I need another career to add to my resume, right?
We'll make you famous.
Ooh.
That looks great. Thank you, Sean.
Oh my gosh, look at those. Sean, is that an Irish name?
Only my liver.
Ooh. Okay.
Enjoy.
One hot dog? Not two? I'm from New Jersey. I'm an Italian from New Jersey. I
Feed
need
the
at least
man.
two or
Feed the
three.
man, will you? Can you pop for another one?
But I'll settle for
Two?
one.
Sean, 2 more hot dogs, please. Chris is hungry.
This is the relish versus this is the relish. Now you got to humor me and at least try this.
I've got to try some.
Okay.
That's amazing.
It's really pretty intense.
Wow, that was amazing.
You like?
That was so good.
Good. Well, I would be happy to share my recipe with you.
I look forward to it. Sean, how's that chili coming?
Getting hot. Get her done.
Really good.
Wow.
There's some chili.
Now, what is in
Look
that?
at this.
Is that vegan?
We're still...
It's almost, but
Sorry,
it's
Chris.
turkey. It's ground turkey. And then I put cannellini beans and I also put hominy.
Oh,
So it kind of
That's
adds,
interesting.
it's a nice texture.
pretty interesting.
Mario needs a spoon.
Come visit.
Whoa.
Woo!
Like
Good
that grab,
catch.
Now, I'm a bit of a chili connoisseur.
Oh,
My
okay.
my mother makes an amazing chili. So,
But a red chili probably, right?
a red chili, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Let's
I'll let
see.
you know.
I'm glad I didn't know that going in because I would have been a little intimidated.
That's really good.
Could you,
Different, right?
It's different, and I love the hominy. It's a little gritty at the end.
Yeah.
A little bit of texture.
could you tell it's turkey? Because sometimes people don't like turkey meat.
I didn't know what it was. Yeah, but it's nice.
Do you taste the rosemary? Because that's kind of the finishing.
I taste the rosemary. It's got a nice, smooth, like kind of a creamy finish to it.
Okay, Sean, may I have a spoon, please, so I can throw it on my chili dog here? I've already contaminated it. Woo!
We need- oh, there we
Hey,
go.
that's- I wish
Good
my
catch.
son could see that, who's the baseball player,
Yep.
and I could never catch when we were playing.
We ready?
I'm going in.
And
Totally changes it up.
yeah,
Yeah. But I'm liking it.
I can picture that being on the menu here. That'd be a lot of fun.
Wow.
So does the relish go on top of the chili, or the relish just go on the hot dog?
To be honest with you, I'm not a real big relish person, but my
I
husband
did-
is, so
yeah.
I make it for him.
I did the relish and the chili on top.
So
Absolutely wonderful.
I never eat relish.
Yeah?
And I would eat that relish on a daily basis.
Awesome.
That is really
Cool.
Wow.
good. So I'm kind of curious, how'd you get involved in cooking?
Well, my mother couldn't cook to save her life. I'm from Ireland. This was way back when they used to only use salt was their only seasoning.
Yeah.
And we'd boil everything to death where you couldn't recognize what it was at the
Yeah.
end of the day. But when I was a young girl and I was dating, somebody might take me out for 2 or 3 dates and I would want to reciprocate by doing a dinner, but couldn't really afford it as a college student. So I took a cooking class at a local high school. And it kind of started there. I was about 19 years of age. And since then, I've been to Italy, I've been to Portugal, I've been all over taking little fun cooking classes.
Oh, very cool.
And then I watch the Food Network.
Adrienne makes great pesto.
Well, I'm surprised I'm still talking to Chris because our last show was a throwdown.
Uh-oh.
And he was one of the judges. It was Noah and I, his pesto against
Okay.
my pesto at
Yep.
ARC. And he voted for Noah's.
Chris,
Dude, really?
I didn't know. No one told me which one to pick.
you might be on the take.
So Mario, what makes this dog so good?
Well, the ingredients always matter, right? So it's a fresh hot dog. It's all beef. And we steam our hot dogs. We don't boil them because if you boil them, it'll suck a lot of the flavor out. So if you steam them,
Good
Interesting.
point. Good
you
point.
get the proper heat and you keep the flavor inside the dog.
That's great.
It's delicious.
We have a timer, so we make sure that they're always steamed fresh and they're not steamed too long.
Got it.
That's awesome because we all know timing is everything in serving food. It's like the cook's worst nightmare is Thanksgiving, trying to get everything on the table.
Exactly.
But this came hot, this came cold.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well done.
Thank
well
you.
done.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sean.
I just want a bowl of relish.
There you go. Here. This is my present to you.
Thank you.
Such a pleasure to be here.
Sean, we're ready for course 3, please.
Woohoo!
What do we got here? Perfect grill. Enjoy.
Thank
Sean.
you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
So we have a panini press behind the bar, and we have our fresh organic turkey. We do an option of rye or sourdough.
Okay.
We butter the bread. We put it on a grilled panini press, and it's sliced tomatoes and Swiss cheese.
Shall we?
Okay,
in.
let's go.
Big sandwich.
Well, we're
That's
feeding
right.
in Jersey
Are we
boy
ready?
here. Yeah,
Are we
let's
ready?
Go. 1, 2, 3. That's really good.
It's all about the ingredients.
It's really true, isn't it?
It really is.
The turkey is so tasteful.
It's hard to mess up a sandwich when everything is fresh.
Good point.
My household, that my husband's the sorcerer because he's so damn picky. Sometimes to make a sandwich, it's got to go to 5 stores because the best turkeys here are the best. So I made a deal with him. You do all the shopping and I'll do all the cooking.
Yeah, that's a good deal. My wife was an okay cook when I met her. And I
Oh,
said,
so that wasn't a prerequisite to the I do?
Well, the prerequisite was she's going to learn to cook better.
Okay, all right.
So she ended up. So we made it kind of like a marriage pact where we're going to try new dishes and work together. And now my wife is an amazing cook. Well, both my parents are from Croatia.
Okay.
I was born here. They were born there. They came to America. They pursued their own dreams in the 1970s and bought their first restaurant.
Oh, that's
And
awesome.
Where was the first restaurant?
It was in the city of Anaheim, and it was called the Wild Goose.
Oh,
Right.
Yeah. And then now I have a Wild Goose Tavern in Costa Mesa. So
Right.
so that was named after my parents' first restaurant in 1976.
Oh, wow.
so would you consider the Wild Goose a dive bar or?
The Wild Goose is a little bit on the divey side, but amazing food. It's got a culinary kitchen. We have a motto: it's more fun to eat in the bar than drink in a restaurant.
I love
like
that.
that.
That's good.
So
I mean,
the Wild
maybe
Goose-
that's our
Yeah,
next stop.
I like that.
The Wild Goose.
For sure.
Cool.
Yeah, it has kind
Absolutely.
of has kind of a Hunting Lodge feel to it.
Everyone always feels at home in a place like this, right?
There's
Brings back so
nothing
many
like-
memories of.
Yeah.
I remember when I turned 21, I had 21 shots here. Remember I told you that earlier?
Yeah.
21 shots. Where?
21 shots here.
Here at Blackie.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
When I turned
That was
21.
amazing.
That's when his liver was still processing things.
I couldn't imagine doing 2 shots now.
He's got the Irish liver.
Yeah, there you go. Well, thank
True.
you so much for having us.
It's great to have you guys down here.
Thank you. Really nice.
Thank
to
you,
meet
Mario.
Good to
Great
see
to
you.
see you again.
Take care. So before you guys leave, you guys need to have a couple Blackies hats.
Oh,
All right, yay.
yes.
So you can be like true locals.
Love a good baseball
Pink
hat.
hat for
Oh,
Adrienne.
thank you.
All right.
Look at that. I love it. This has got to look great, even though the pink probably clashes a little bit with the red. Here's the Blackies by the Sea.
Cheers.
Cheers.
This was a great lunch after all.
Hi, I told you.
You never steer me wrong, Adrienne.
Stick with me, baby cakes.
I will.
You guys take care.
Thanks so
Enjoy
much.
the
Thank
rest
you,
of your day.
Mario.
Welcome. I'll do another exit.
The perfect exit.
a perfect exit.
I've always had a thing for firemen. Okay, full disclosure. They're just so cute. Hi, my name is Adrienne Brandes, and I'm a real estate agent with Certere Properties here in Corona del Mar. Welcome to the village of Corona del Mar. Corona del Mar has the most incredible and pristine beaches along the California Riviera. We have world-class shopping, famous restaurants, a magnificent harbor, and unrivaled neighborhood amenities, all within walking distance.